caused by them, well, if it is, then you have a right to beef. But if it's not caused by them, then, well, you're just expressing frustration. So it's important to recognize it. You heard about, like, in the last election, it's only gotten worse over the years. In the last election, people actually got ill, they actually took time off work. There were students, I'm talking about college students, who had safe spaces and were playing with puppy dolls and toys and whatnot, and drawing pencils. I'm not making this up. They actually, there were some areas of the country who had identified people that just couldn't function. And who knows how many countless more probably came down with something, like a cold or a comet. Not that this happened, but I'm just saying that, some people get ill all the time because of something they may not even think about, because they were obsessing over it, thinking about it, with affected, cut into their wellness. So we hopefully over the course of the semester, we'll talk about identifying some of these and how to stay well, okay, which is a little different than health. Okay? Wellness is a part of health, but it's a little bit more catch. Yeah.
Kind of like how when you stress so much, you get nauseous or
Oh, yeah.
sick to your stomach.
Yeah, and those are neurological responses. But there was no original physical entity that made you get to that.
You can have a stomach ache, but you're worrying about A, B, and C.
Right,
Then you have
right.
a stomach ache.
IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, a very strong psychological component, but not necessarily one that you can identify. Very quickly, I'll give you an example. When I was kind of an overachiever, so I graduated high school when I was 15. I started teaching when I was 19 at San Francisco State. I graduated from medical school in 24. And while I was going through medical school, my first day actually, not first day, first month, first semester, yeah. Anyway, I was going through my graduate school and my medical school at the same time. So I do graduate work on the weekends and medical school during the day. And I witnessed a head-on collision, rolled over cars, person on the side. So I stopped. I was already late for my school. This was on Scott Manning in San Francisco, and Scott and Geary in San Francisco. And I'm helping one person till the paramedics arrive, and then I go to my class, and the professor himself, in the class is like 106 people, he takes the time out to call me over, and he says, he's Austrian, so very strong accent. He goes, "What did you do? You got an F in my class, my first test." I'm like, "What?" I'd never gotten an F in my life, and I immediately could feel my stomach just go into a spasm, or my whole abdominal cavity go into spasm, and it never stopped after that. Sharp pains, to the point where you're yelping in pain, and it was IBS. Luckily, a good gastric surgeon that I knew was able to identify the problem, and he said, "I'm ordering you to 2 days off medical school or graduate school. You cannot attend anything that's academic related. Okay, you have to do it." So I did, and of course, diet and stuff, nothing but juices and stuff. And sure enough, 2 days later, it was all gone. Now, do I occasionally get it? Yes, I do, when I'm very stressed. But the key to avoiding it is to identify your stressors and decide whether this is worth getting stressed out over. So these are some of the tools we need to work together. Okay. So in the book, there's a picture that looks like this. Let me see. Okay. See, it's not that easy. It's not just that everything sort of intertwined. And so you can unravel some of it, but keep in mind that a lot of the stuff is, you are a composite of all these issues. Any questions on this? I'll stop right here, and we'll go ahead and meet next Saturday. I know there's a couple of days coming up in the holidays, so I listed those on your canvas. We have the holidays. I think there's one coming up for President's Day. one coming up for the spring break. Okay, yeah.
So, don't we have another class after this?
Normally you would. Normally I would end at 11:15.
And it start right up?
And then you get a break, a longer break.
Oh,
And then I bring a card in here, while you guys are taking a break, I come bring a
and
card.
it's 11:50 to,
11:15 when it stops.
and then 1 to 1.
So like right now, I stopped at what, 11:35?
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna make the point, so I'm glad I was able to. We never lost anything. But today, the first day, there's no math.
Okay.
I would bring it in, and then you do an hour of math, based on what's in the math. So
Okay.
make sure you have your math that day.
Yeah, so we'll be going there, right?
Yeah, you're gonna go right after here, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So should we wait to buy the book, is it compared to yours, or what should we do?
No, I'm pretty sure this is it.
That one,
So
the
yes,
one
I've wanted
that
it, and if this is the latest one, there's no reason for me to believe it.
We want to refund it this time.
And that if it is,
Okay.
So every Saturday,
Every Saturday, other than the days where we actually